Hey y'all, so I am excited to do my first review of the books that I read for the year. My goal is to every month, towards the end of the month, share the books that I have read and give a little bit of a review of it or share some things I liked about it. There may be a few spoilers, so just heads up about that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to sharing what I read this month. So for the month of January, I read 5 books. The goal, well, I didn't really have a goal. I was almost at six, but I was borrowing it on Libby and ran out of time. And it's one that's in high demand, so I won't be able to get it for another 6 weeks. So I'm probably just gonna buy it and be able to finish it hopefully next month or the month after. But to kick off the month, I started with the Auntie series by Jessie Q Satano, and I absolutely love her reading. Absolutely love her writing. I've read something by her in the past, and she's one of the authors that I enjoy reading. And so this book, it is a romance, but it has some comedy in it, and it has a little bit of mystery as well. And I love how she shares about um, her culture as well, and I get to learn like new terms and things that they do, their traditions. So that was really nice. So to kick it off, you have Dial A for Aunties. And this one is about a young lady named Madeline. They call her Maddie for short. And out of all the cousins, she's like one of the only girls. And they feel like all the boys always end up leaving the family, going off doing their own thing. So her mom, the aunties are always doting upon her, like, you're so good, you're going to be here, etc., etc. So she's always kind of felt like a little guilt, like she has to, when she finishes college, like go back home, like I can't really go off and do my own thing. So we learned through this early on that when she was in college, she did have a gentleman named Nathan that she was absolutely head over heels in love with, but she ends up breaking it off in really an unexpected way, and it kind of crushes his heart and hers as well. And but of course her mom doesn't know this, the aunties don't know this. And as she's returned home, they now have a family business that they work in together within the wedding industry, and of course they want to set her up and things like that. So that's what kind of kicks it off. Mom has set her up on this blind date, and things go wrong on the blind date, and she ends up accidentally murdering him. And yeah, with a first date. And so with that, she goes to the aunties and her mom to like help dispose of the body. And it happens to be the same weekend that they have an event with their business, a very big wedding. So this follows them trying to get rid of that body while still doing the event, acting like nothing's going on. So we're following their shenanigans with that. And she runs into her ex-boyfriend that she dated in college. So it's nice to see the reconnection with that as well. As I was reading this was like making me frustrated and mad because of the choices they were making. But then I was like, you know what? That makes it a good book because I'm feeling some type of way. So 4.5 for me. At the end of that book, her and Nathan do get engaged. So that leads us to Four Aunties in a Wedding. And so in this, we are following them getting married, and they are getting married. Let me make sure I'm looking, saying the right place. I know they went to England, I'm pretty sure. They go from wherever Nathan's from. I think it's the UK. But the moms and them want to help out. They find a Chinese Indonesian family run business for vendors, wedding vendors. And so it's not necessarily what she wanted, but when she's around them, she realized she kind of like clicks with them really good. And so she has a good feeling about it. Her fiance does as well. So they go overseas, the wedding's all planned, and we get there, and she happens to come across the young lady in that family who's a photographer having a conversation on the phone that sounds very sketchy. And she comes to the conclusion that she thinks they're in the mafia and they're going to try to kill somebody at her wedding. So now, of course, she shares that with her aunties, and they're trying to prevent this murder from happening at the wedding. And it comes to find out that it is connected to the first book and the person that got murdered. I won't go into all the details and spoil it too much. This was really, it's just like foolishness, just straight foolishness. Like, girl, your family, like, they are doing the most. But it is so cute because at the end of the day, it's family. It is like, yeah, your family gets on your nerves, but you're gonna do what you need to for them. So for this one, I gave it 4 stars. And then it was the good, the bad, and the aunties. And this is the last one in the series. So Nathan and Maddie are married, and now we're following them on their honeymoon. And part of that, they are spending in Jakarta with the family for Chinese New Year. And they just can't have a time where there's no drama or no foolishness. So it's interesting seeing how they're celebrating the Chinese New Year, and some people that the aunties are connected to bring in a little bit of drama. It wasn't necessarily intentional, but out of trying to clear themselves and their names for it, one of the aunties has now been kidnapped. Then Nathan is being held hostage, so they are trying to reclaim or find something that has been lost or given away accidentally, and it requires them to go undercover as well. This is the last book of the series, so it was kind of sad because you get attached, or I get attached to characters. But I think it was a great way for it to end off. So I would give this one a four stars. And again, I am a fan of Jesse Q. Sutano's writing, so definitely worth checking out. The next book I read was Love Radio by Ebony Liddell. And this book follows two main characters who are, I think, 17 and 18. They're seniors in high school. I will say the way it was written, it felt more like collegiate level, but that still falls into young adults. But anything that follows somebody like in the arts or sports, music, things like that, and they're falling in love for the first time, I just absolutely love it, because it's just something so pure about it and fresh, and just I don't it's just like that, just it's their eyes are opening for the first time, so that's what I love about it. There's a young guy, his name is Prince, and he happens to be a radio DJ, and so he always gives love advice. And then the young lady in the story, her name is Danny. She's a senior at the same school, and we come to learn that she has unfortunately experienced some traumatic experiences that have shaped her view on love or relationships. It has made her kind of keep to herself. She's abandoned her friendships, social life, and all those things. And this young man, we find out that he's always had a crush on her. And so we're following him, pretty much saying, like, I'm going to make you fall in love with me. Let's do 3 dates. And you get to see her grow. They fall for each other. Her also dealing with the trauma that she has, being able to open up and share that with her parents, share with her friends, so you get to see her reconnect. And during all this time, they are planning for their futures. So I like that we got to see the things that they have to deal with in their families personally, the family dynamics, the thoughts that they have of, I have a future, things I want to try to do, but I'm worried about pursuing it because I don't want to leave my family. So real thoughts that you have as a young adult, when you're trying to figure out the world and what your next step is. But it was so beautiful to see them fall for each other, and just how they express themselves, and the effort they put into their relationship. So that's what I really loved about this book. 4.5 for sure. And then the last one that I read was something to savor, and it's A New Year's to Remember. That's by Nina Stewart. And for this particular author, I had the chance to be I had an ARC copy of this. I was an ARC reader, whatever the term is. And I've read her other two. And so I enjoy being able to be a part of seeing her growth as a new author. And with this particular book, you can definitely see the growth from her as a writer. The flow was so good. It was not like really enemies to love. Well, no, it was a fake dating scenario. That's what it was. And so it was really nice to see them like expressing themselves and coming into realizing, like, oh, I really like this person, but we're supposed to be fake dating, so I don't want to ruin it, or make them think I'm jumping ahead, or things like that. So I like that little back and forth. I like how we got to get a peek into each of the characters' lives, and it wasn't like, because it's a short story, she does novellas, but it was detailed enough to where I feel like I got a full story, a full picture, and I wasn't like cheated or left wondering, like, well, I feel like there's holes in the story. I didn't feel like that was the case here. And so that's where I feel like there was a lot of growth and maturity in Miss Nina Stewart as a writer. But the story itself was really good. It is a feel-good holiday romance. It starts off with New Year's and then kind of going further into the year as well. and they get together, and it's left like, it is, if I remember correctly, kind of like, we're gonna go for it and kind of see where this goes. And I like that. It doesn't have to be like an automatic, we're together, let's get married. It's all like, let's see where it goes. Things were going really good, we're gonna continue dating. So I love that type of ending. And so for this one, I gave it a, what did I give this one? I gave it 4 stars on Goodreads. Yeah, those are my 5 books for the month of January. Let me know what you think about these type of reviews. It's my first one, so don't be too harsh, but let me know if you've read any of these books and if you have suggestions on books I should check out for the next month. Bye, y'all.